Because I'll be honest with you, I want to be able to scale without REI already. It makes like daily operations a lot more easier.
If you are a property manager, you know how stressful it can get. One tenant has a leak, another's late on rent for the third month in a row, and when the day is finally over, you are still in the office or even at home at night trying to reconcile payments by hand because the numbers in your books don't match what actually hit the account. Does that sound familiar? Or maybe you have a bunch of leasing requests for a new listing you just put up, and people want to schedule walkthroughs, and your day is already jam-packed. You're wondering, how do you even fit that in? And so it ends up feeling like you're just running around 24/7, stressed out. I build custom AI systems for businesses, one of them being property managers. And today I'm going to walk you through the exact stack of my clients are running right now. Between them, they have handed the phones, the texts, the calls, the late night rent chasing, the leasing walkthrough requests over to AI assistants and automations we built. And it gave them half of their day back. One of them is literally saving 4 hours a day. Can you imagine that? Half of your workday cut in half because now you have systems that help you operate faster and like an actual business? That's what happened for these businesses. Before we get into it, if you are a property manager, you manage your own properties, or you're looking to build systems for your property management company, like this video and drop a comment so that I know to talk more in depth about these systems that these property managers are using, because I'm not going to be able to cover everything in just this video. And stick around because at the end, I'm going to show you a tool and let you guys get access to it for free that turns a walkthrough video into a full contractor scope of work with localized pricing in minutes. All right, guys, quick context. If you don't know me already, my name is Olu. I run Unlock with AI and REI Unlock. We build custom systems, not just templates, for real businesses. All right, guys, so there's a couple of time sinks that you probably already know about as a property manager, or if you're not a property manager, just managing your own properties, you know what this is like. This is where property managers actually lose their time. Number one is the communication, the constant calls, the constant texts, making sure you get back to people on time, making sure that your tenants feel like they're heard, especially if they have an emergency issue or something that's just really bothering them. That constant back and forth can take up hours of every single day of your week. Number two, the calendar of money. Now, what does that mean? Late rent, lease renewals, agreement renewals with landlords. Number three, the back office. So that's reconciliation, making sure your books are updated, whether that's in QuickBooks or DoorLoop, and just making sure that everything is clean and up to date without you having to take a huge chunk out of your day to go and handle it. Let me show you how each of these work. Let me start with communication because this is where one of the property managers I work with was completely drowning. And so we built him an AI team that communicates with each other and communicates with the real people in his business. It's not just one bot, it's an entire team of agents working together. Sarah, that's the name we gave for one of the bots, calls tenants and reminds them of rent or late rent or lease renewals so that the property manager is never the bad guy chasing anyone down. We built the late rent caller around this property manager's own delinquency process with safety guardrails put in place just to make sure nothing goes crazy or that someone doesn't request a discount on rent this month. And we built another agent, Devin, that handles maintenance follow-up. So anytime a tenant requests maintenance to come out and fix something in the property, Devin follows up just to make sure that was handled correctly, that everything is gravy and good, and that they're satisfied with the maintenance team. And if anything was flagged as urgent, they'll immediately let the team know. Are you guys starting to see how this could save you literally hours every single day? Now, here's a piece that a lot of people miss. And sometimes property managers don't even have a way for clients to text them. And so what we built for this property manager in Baltimore is an AI text assistant. When a tenant or potential tenant sends a message, the AI reads it, categorizes it, checks its knowledge base, and then responds immediately. A human only touches the thing that A human only touches the thing that a human needs to touch. If a potential tenant wants to book a leasing appointment, the bot can handle that and note down which property they want to go see. Okay, real quick, guys. One thing about the calls, these things are super powerful. So only if nobody picks up once it's flagged does the AI even step in for this part. So the tenant feels heard, their issue is logged, the team isn't bogged down, they're able to operate with efficiency, and they only jump in when they're needed. So now nothing is slipping through for these guys. And between the caller and texter alone, this team has literally saved 5 hours a day. Not 5 hours a week, not 5 hours a month, literally 5 hours a day. We sat down and quantified how much time they're actually saving.
Because I'll be honest with you, I want to be able to scale without REI already. It makes like daily operations a lot more easier, especially having my guys have their phone numbers and stuff like that. They can pick up and call. I mean, it's something that I'm willing to invest in, to be honest with you.
Now, I don't know what you would do with 5 hours back in your day, but I know that I would have a lot of opportunity to expand my business, meet with more landlords, get more properties under contract. And that is exactly what this property manager is doing right now. He's been able to increase the number of units that he's managing since starting with us. He's at like 150 or 160 or so units, something like that right now. So really impactful for what he's done. Okay, now let's switch gears over to the other property manager. His biggest issue was automating the money calendar. Both of these property managers run their business on DoorLoop. This property manager had a problem where he would get emails from the county, the Section 8 office, with the quotes for how much was paid out for his tenants. And so he had to manually go take that and log it into his QuickBooks, log it into his DoorLoop, and it just became a mess to where it was taking up a lot of time in his day, a lot of time in his assistant's day. And to be honest, to no fault of their own, sometimes it wouldn't get done, or wouldn't get done on time. And so that leaves a big gap where at the end of the month or the end of the year, you're trying to go back and log everything and figure out, where payments went, and it just becomes a headache. The other thing is sometimes his tenants don't pay directly online. They send him a physical check. And so again, another manual process where he has to go log that in his QuickBooks, log that in his DoorLoop. Now all he does is drop a photo of it or forward the email to the assistant. It reads the photos, it reads the checks, it reads the emails, it matches it with the properties in his database, it matches it with the tenant at that property, verifies everything, checks the invoice amount in his DoorLoop or QuickBooks account, and logs that a payment was made. Okay, so literally a task that would take him, 30 minutes to an hour per check or per tenant now is done in 2 minutes. He just forwards an email off, drops a photo to the bot, and it does it for him, logs it in QuickBooks, sends him a message of everything that was logged. The other thing we helped him out is late rent, tenant communications, and communications with owners of the properties that he's managing. The moment a tenant is late on rent, a full sequence kicks in. They get a call, they get a text. It notifies the team, hey, such and such is late on their rent. A full sequence fires off. Day 1, day 5, day 10. It's reaching out, touching base with them, personalized to that tenant so that it has their address, the amount that's owed, and their name. So now Chris and his team, this property manager and his team no longer have to go and write those emails manually or try to track everything themselves. It's done on autopilot. And then there are 2 dates that are quietly costing property managers the most money. Tenant lease expirations and management agreement expirations with landlords. So now tenant renewals go out on a 90, 60, 30-day track before that lease is up for expiration. So the tenant gets time, they're notified in a legal and compliant way. The team doesn't have to manually think about going and doing it. And the landlord management agreements get triggered a full 120 days in advance of that expiration without his team having to manually do it or manually think about it. They just track the date of the expiration and everything else happens for them. And so you never lose a client, a landlord that you're working with because you forgot to remind them. And tenants aren't feeling like they're left in the dark or that you're out of compliance because, again, that happens automatically for you as well. That is real revenue that used to leak out or would cost his team hours, now on autopilot. And our systems don't just stop at email, text, and phone calls. This property manager has also automated direct mail in the system too. So newsletters go out to landlords and tenants whenever he wants them to. He stays in front of people the entire year, not just when something is due. When a landlord is deciding whether to renew or not, the property manager that is consistently in their inbox and consistently showing up, they have systems that allow their business to flow with efficiency. That's the property manager that keeps the contract. And I kind of touched this a little bit earlier, but there's one more piece that allows this to flow super smoothly: your reputation. And this quietly grows the business. And honestly, if you don't have any reviews or testimonials out there, what are those other landlords going to think that you're trying to get on as a client when they search you up and see nothing or one review? And so we automated this process for this property manager so he can collect video testimonials. It updates his business profile on Google, responds to reviews automatically. So he's completely hands off. And when another landlord searches him up or is searching for a property manager, they can see him right there. 5 stars. Oh, this was great. This was great. This was great. Video testimonial. I mean, come on, guys. Like if I see that, I would love to hire that property manager. But again, on the flip side of the coin, if I don't see anything, I'm going to be wondering, are they new? Can they really handle this? You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. So we talked about a lot of things today. We talked about automating your texts, automating your calls, automating your books, so much stuff. I couldn't even circle back on everything right now. There's even more that I didn't get a chance to touch on. So if you guys want to see more about how this property management system works, like this video, drop a comment below on what you're curious about, and I'll make that my next video. All right, guys, now it's time for the bonus. As a property manager, you know a lot of your time can be spent walking properties. And so we built PropScope. I put a link to it down below. They upload a video or take a picture, and the system automatically screenshots everything from the video, tracks every line item that needs to be edited, and then goes and researches what the cost of those things are in that specific property's area. It captures a full scope of work, organized and detailed for his contractors, that he can hit a button and send it over to them. I don't know how much time you guys spend drafting up a scope of work or how much time it takes your contractor to sift through a 5 or 10 minute video, but this makes it easier for everybody. What used to be a notepad, a pile of photos, or a long video, or even an hour of typing, is now a 2-minute process and a full professional detailed report with photos included. All right, guys, let me recap real quick and put this whole stack together. These property managers now have an AI text and AI call system that handles rent payments, late rent reminders, lease renewals, management agreement renewals, maintenance, leasing requests, and every other inbound message or call that comes in any time of day. All of these systems are integrated into their DoorLoops, their bookkeeping software, and more, all backed up by direct mail, newsletter, and reputation management. And it's not just a template that you get. Our team actually customizes it, builds it, and integrates it with your team and systems you're already using. So you get your time back in an infrastructure that actually allows you to scale your unit count. The result is a property management company that runs cleaner, smoother, more efficiently, accurately, keeps tenants and owners happy while giving the property management team their time and days back. If you run a property management company, these are the exact type of systems we set up at Unlock with AI, custom for your business. Book an AI audit with us. The link is in the description below, and we will map out exactly where you're losing money, where you're losing time, and a game plan to get those things back. And if this was useful, drop a like, drop a comment, so that I know, hey, I got to make more property management content, and I'll keep these breakdowns coming. Thanks. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys for checking in. Peace.